No price talk and no Lambos. This is not another crypto podcast. Welcome to Ignition. I'm your host, Gillian Gottsel, and each week we will be looking at the problems solved by blockchain. I'll be going deep with the people building the apps and communities which are changing the world around us.
Hello and welcome to the show with me, Gillian Gottsel. Now, my guest today is David Waslen, who is the CEO of Rubrics Development and Hedge Trade. Good morning and welcome to the show, David.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I should say good evening because, of course, it's evening your time. I always forget that it might be morning here, but it's not for you. So I want to ask you, just jump into this question. Which came first for you, finance or tech?
Finance came first. I went to university. I'm from Canada, but I went to university in the US and graduated with an economics degree, specializing in finance, and an engineering degree. And then I got into the banking and finance world. I've always kind of had a tech bent, and I've kind of always liked tech, but never did it professionally until more recently. So finance came first.
Okay, because you have an MBA as well from London Business School?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you studied in the UK as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a great time. I studied entrepreneurship there. So I guess maybe that was part of my crossover into the tech space. But and my co-founder, Peter, he comes from a computer development and a trading background. So I kind of bring more the finance and corporate structuring and all that. And then he brings the tech development side.
Okay. And when did you come across blockchain?
2015, 16. That's when I got into it, learned about it, and as they say, went down the rabbit hole, learning about Bitcoin and blockchain, Ethereum, smart contracts. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only person down the rabbit hole that says this, but yeah, when I started learning about it, I was just blown away. I was looking around and I was like, the whole world is going to change. Like this is going to disrupt everything. And the industry is still nascent and it's taking time to build up the architecture and infrastructure around it. But I've been in for a number of years, and it continues to grow.
I must say I agree with you that I was in my mind's eye. You were starting to say, I know everybody says this, and in my head I could hear I was saying blown away, and you went blown away. And I went, whoa, that is a term that's used, and it's not even abused because it is such a disruptive technology and industry. And then for you, was it just the blockchain, or did Bitcoin come out and punch you in the face as well?
Oh yeah, Bitcoin. So I mean, back to a bit of my background, being from Canada, moving to the US, moving to London, in the UK, and now I'm in Singapore and been back to other places. You know, you have to open up bank accounts in all these places, and opening up a bank account takes a long time. It takes a couple of days. You got to do all the documentation. Wiring money internationally takes a whole bunch of time. It takes a couple of days, and the fees that are on it. And sometimes it gets returned back to the sender, and they have to do it again, and it can take a week or two. So just going through that basic process of transferring money around the world, it's so clunky and it's such a difficult process. So initially, Bitcoin and having a digital currency that's seamless and frictionless and borderless across the entire world seems like a no-brainer. We're going into the direction of mobile and using your phone to pay for things. And it just seems like a no-brainer for there to be a digital currency that's adopted for payments or for storage and holding your funds. And then learning about smart contracts, I thought that was equally mind-blowing. And because smart contracts could disrupt the financial sector, accounting, legal. Being able to trust secure and automatically executed software where you don't need humans and the overhead and cost of humans and human error just seemed like where we're going to be going with technology. So both the payment side as well as the technology infrastructure around blockchain and smart contracts, they just really drew me to the sector.
Your projects, which we're going to talk about, they're both built on Ethereum. But do you have any views on the other blockchains out there, or is it? Why did you choose or stay with Ethereum?
So, our platform, Hedge Trade, it can be blockchain agnostic. So, we just chose Ethereum because it had the easiest infrastructure to build upon, has a big network. It's going to be arguable that others will come out that are better, faster, cheaper. But our platform just needs any blockchain, and we've actually built it so that it can operate on various chains. But what we are using the blockchain for is for our trading predictions, and I can explain more about Hedge Trade, but when people post predictions, trading predictions on our platform Hedge Trade, we post those on the blockchain. And that's what's important, so that people know that when they review the track record of traders who are making these predictions, they know that they can't delete it. They know that this wasn't posted on a centralized server like Twitter or YouTube and places where you can delete it. So the blockchain for our aspects is used for the transparency and credibility factor for the users on the platform.
And that's pretty important, because obviously that's the whole basis of the hedge fund is the accuracy of the experts you're following. But before we get on to that, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Rublix development. That's like the both companies are formed at the same time. Is that like the holding company, the intelligence company?
Yeah, that's right. So Rublix is our parent company. It's the software development company. We're headquartered in Singapore, and we have offices in Canada and Europe, and then we build various products. And our flagship product is called Hedge Trade. So Rublix is just the software development company that oversees everything.
It's interesting. I was going through the Rublix website last night, and a couple of things jumped out at me. One I liked was one of your taglines: from helpful to essential. That's kind of cool. So it's not just a nice to have; it's a must have. And then also, interestingly enough, I didn't realize I had to look more closely. This product is not aimed just at retail users. High frequency institutions can use it as well.
Yeah, that's right. We have all kinds of products. We have some automatic trading engines and high frequency trading engines that we've developed in-house. And so there are some other companies that have taken an interest in it that are becoming our customers. And we're going in the direction of, both B2C and B2B. And we're just excited about trading and using technology, software, and blockchain to enhance efficiencies and trading.
I mean, do you think in time that using AI and machine learning and stuff, it'll be more intelligent than human beings? Because there's this joke that if you look at the performance of hedge funds over a year, and if you had a human being in one corner and a monkey in the other, they'd kind of even out a bit. So, I mean, is this an idea that human beings can be pretty average, whatever, but using, say, big data, AI, ML, we're going to have more accurate or more high performance predictions?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that AI and machine learning is, we're on the frontier of big impact from those technologies. And sometimes people are spooked by it and it sounds scary, but it can actually be used for such great things. Like it's really helpful. Some of the largest companies in the world, Facebook, Amazon, Google, they have all this data about us, and they feed us advertisements or things that we relate to. But I actually have a question: is that such a bad thing? Like, why would I have an interest in seeing advertisements of things that are of no relevance to me? I actually would appreciate things that are relevant to me. And then back to the trading concepts. The AI is going to take emotion out of the equation. Some of the best traders in the world are the ones that don't bring in emotion. They have their regimented structure that they follow, and they don't get irked when things don't go their way. They just stick to the program, and eventually it works out the best. So we are using some AI, and we're planning to even build an AI fund based on some of the data that we're collecting in our Hedge Trade platform. So we think that's going to be big industry coming up.
That's very interesting. So going now over to look at the Hedge Trade, which is your flagship product, your first product. It's a trading predictions platform. Can you tell me how it works, please?
Yeah. So the idea came from my co-founder and I, Pete. And Pete's a trader. So he was doing some trading, and he was telling me some of his trading calls. he said, look, I've been watching the stock chart. It's going really well, and it hit the perfect spot. I know it's going to bounce right here, and I think you should buy this stock. And I said, okay, sure. Like, I'll do that. No problem. And then a couple of days later, it had a great return, and it did exactly what he thought it was going to do. And then he's like, okay, now's the time to sell. And I was like, okay, yeah, perfect. Like, great return. Thanks. That worked out great. And he's like, yeah, I have some like really good trading calls. I've been watching the markets for a while. And, I could just build a website where I post my trading predictions, and users could sign up to it and follow me and make the same trades as me if they'd like to. And that got us thinking like, yeah, okay, that's pretty interesting. Well, what if we built that so the trading predictions are posted on the blockchain so that you can't delete them or remove them? And what if the trader has to stake tokens and ante up some form of value so that if he's wrong, then he has skin in the game and he loses the stake? And then what if the users don't pay a monthly fee? They pay an individual fee per prediction. So if they want a trading tip or a trading call, then they can pay just a small fee for that information. And then if it's right, then that fee goes to the trader. And if it's wrong, they can get that fee back. So it's a win-win scenario. So this is kind of where our concept came from, but that's the model. So a trader will post a trading prediction. So it has an entry price and an exit price, and it has a certain exchange that they're making the trade on. And it has a time frame, and then they make a stake on the prediction. And then what happens is when a user wants to gain access to this prediction, they initially can't see what the entry price and exit price is. But what they can see is the percentage gain, the percentage gain or loss, the movement of the underlying asset, and how much the trader has staked, and the time frame. And then if they're interested and after they click on the trader's background and see his performance history, knowing that it's validated by the blockchain, then they can purchase this prediction and unlock it and see it. And then they get that information of what is the entry price, what is the exit price. And if that prediction comes true, then the trader earns back his stake, and he earns the proceeds from the people that paid to unlock it. So he's incentivized to be correct. And then if he's wrong, all the purchasers get their money back. So they get their purchase price back, and the trader loses his stake. So he has downside risk if he's wrong. So he's going to try to be correct.
So the people who purchase the blueprints, what do they go off and invest based on that blueprint? Is that the idea?
Yeah, if they want to, if they think that this trader is going to be correct with this prediction, then they can go make the same trade as the trader and earn on the trade. So they can be profitable on the trade, and they only paid a small fee to the trader, and he'll only get that fee if he's correct. And so he'll only get that fee if you replicate the same trade, and if you make money on the trade. And if you don't think he's going to be correct, then maybe you'll get your money back if he's wrong. So the model is really interesting because it motivates the trader to be correct, to earn his stake back, earn the proceeds from the purchasers, and earn the reputation and notoriety on our Hedge Trade platform that he has a good track record. And then the user, then if someone's less skilled or they're the amateur trader, then they're happy too, because they can follow these traders with a good track record and go make the same trades as them. They don't need to come up with all the entry price and exit prices themselves. They can just copy these traders, and they only paid a small fee to do that. So that's how the model works. So we think it's really interesting.
And tell me, where is it at the moment? Is it in beta or is it in full production?
Yeah, so it's in beta right now, and we launched that a number of weeks ago, and so far it's going really well. We're getting tens and dozens and hundreds of signups per day, and it's growing really quickly. And we think that the audience really gets it. So they're messaging us and asking us all the right questions when they're signing up. They say, "Oh, how do I find the trader with the best track record? And what happens when I make a prediction? Do I get my tokens back if I'm right? And they're asking all the right questions. And they're saying that, wow, this is a really interesting model. So we have a whole bunch of more features that we want to build. So we're going to make it really social. We're going to add the ability to follow traders and subscribe to traders. And you can chat with traders inside the application. And then traders can post charts and blog and analysis of why they think their analysis and the trading prediction they're making is going to come true. And so we want to make it really gamified, and we're adding a leaderboard so that you compete to get on the leaderboard and then try to get the most followers and the most purchasers to unlock your predictions. And so 2020 is going to be a big year for growth and building out all these features. But it's currently built and operating, and there are hundreds of people using it. It's great.
And how many traders do you have on so far? How many onboarded?
Yeah, so several hundred. It's only been in beta for a couple of weeks, and several hundred have already signed up, and they're using it the way it's intended. And yeah, we're just going to be rolling out more and more features over time and making it more fun and engaging.
I have one question to ask in terms of that.
Yeah.
I was being a bit naughty. What's the ratio of male to female traders?
Good question. I have no idea.
Because increasingly, obviously in the real world, traditional world, finance is dominated by men. But increasingly, studies have proven that women are, unsurprisingly, equally, if not better than men, at this. I don't want to them, if not better. Sorry, I just put that in. But they're obviously equally as good. But it sounds like something that, whereas there's lots of impediments for women to get into traditional finance, here there's no impediment for women. You could be a dog and a pizza, or.
Yeah, I have no idea what those metrics are, but that's exactly how we wanted to build it, is so that anybody can sign up from anywhere in the world. They don't need a huge war chest or a lot of assets under management to trade in order to make meaningful money. They can start out with $100 or $500,000, and they could stake, just for example, someone could stake $200 worth of our token on a prediction. And then what that means is it will cost $20, 1/10 of that, to unlock it. And if you have thousands of followers, if let's say 1,000 people unlock that and 1,000 people spent $20 to unlock it, that's $20,000 of proceeds that you could potentially earn when you only staked $200.
Wow, that's exciting. I'm not a trader. I'm so not a trader, but that's very exciting.
Yeah, that's how we wanted to build it. It lets the little guy, lets anybody prove themselves and build their audience and their followers and have a win-win scenario. They're only earning that money when they make the good trade, and the audience that unlocked it can make the same trade and win as well. So it's kind of win-win for everybody. So that's the idea, and anybody can join it.
That is very cool. And then tell me, you're based in Singapore. I'm looking at your partners. You have the University of Calgary, presumably from your hometown, is it, or what's the connection there? And the Singapore FinTech Association. So you've got quite interesting partners.
Yeah, that's right. I'm from Calgary, and so is my co-founder Pete and a bunch of our partners. And so we have an office in Calgary. That's where we started our concept and brainstorming of the business. And I live in Singapore now, and Singapore is a really good hub and hotbed for crypto projects and blockchain projects. The government is very open and being willing to support blockchain and fintech. So we have a couple different offices, and we have some really strong development offices in Europe. So yeah, we're building out our partnerships and have some great partnerships with the University of Calgary, where we can recruit some of their top talent, and we've sponsored some math camps there, and trying to get the younger generation into trading and computer programming and blockchain. So yeah, we're trying to help people get into the sector.
Wow. I must say, for anyone listening or watching or reading, the site is your content is very, very nice. As an editor and writer, I very much enjoyed your content. I discovered too as well, and I should have known this, I'm sure, that one of the articles was on censorship, and that Winnie the Pooh is banned in China. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you read that article or not. And it's all about the different memes from the Winnie the Pooh illustrations, that they're kind of like they are mocking the leader in China. But I'm going, Winnie the Pooh banned? How could you ban Winnie the Pooh? And another one we were talking earlier, and I'm going to just, people have to go over and look. The rule of 70. The rule of 70. It's apparently the time it takes to double your stake, your original stake. But it's a very complicated little blog, and I encourage anyone to go and have a look at it and come back and tell me if they understand it properly. You have some very smart people working there, because I could not make head nor tail of it. But let me just say, so it sounds really amazing. The Hedge Trade, it's in beta now. When will it be fully live? When does it go crazy, exploding?
Yeah. So, thank you so much about the blog. We have some incredibly talented writers that are on our team, and the content and articles and topics that they're writing about are truly amazing. Like it's really impressive what they're doing. And it's our whole ethos is we want to help people learn. We want to teach them about trading and blockchain and crypto and tech and all these great things that are really interesting, that there's not that much information elsewhere, and kind of help them learn and build up their confidence. And then on the Hedge Trade platform, they can put it to practice and try out trading and entering the crypto sector and these other markets that we're going to get into. So we're in the beta right now. And then we have a roadmap where we're going to launch a leaderboard. And then we're going to launch some of the social integrations of following traders and sharing these predictions on your social media accounts. And so the roadmap is full and really strong with what we're going to build. And then at some point, maybe in a month or two, we're going to go live and not require an invite code to sign up. And then that will mean that we'll be in the main launch of the app. And hopefully that's coming in a couple months. And open the floodgates and get more people using it and get more predictions and get more users. You know, maybe you and me are more the people that are going to be purchasing these predictions and copying the traders.
I'm surely not going to make them. You haven't seen me in money.
You don't want to follow my predictions either.
No.
You'll probably get your money back if you do. But so it's a great roadmap that we have, and we're working really hard.
Wow. Well, I wish you every success. It's very interesting. Nice and warm in Singapore. The rest of us in the Northern Hemisphere are feeling the cold a bit. And I'm sure we'll speak with you again soon.
Perfect, Jill. Thanks so much. I'd love to.
Yeah, thank you. That was David Waslen, who is the CEO of Rubrics Development and Hedge Trade.